Hey, welcome. You with Coach J, man, and then I'm excited today. We're continuing on with episode 4, where we're talking about the unveiling calmness. That's right, unveiling calmness, the journey through life stress detox, embracing changes, the transformation life currents into a pathway of growth. Here we are talking about we're going to transition, we're going to embrace these changes and make it beneficial for our life. I see these birds just want to be on our podcast with us, so try to ignore them as much as you can. They're getting quite loud, but hey, it's in the evening. The weather's causing them to come out and have a great time, so it's not stopping. Let's keep pressing through. But back to what we're saying. I want to understand that in the previous episodes 2 and 3, we talked about mental and emotion toolkits with mindfulness and resilience. Today we turn our attention to embracing change, the art of sailing through life's unpredictable winds rather than against them. I want y'all to understand that what we're doing now, we're taking the positive into change and we're now embarking into it, and we're going to make it our platform to begin to build on. We learn now that mindfulness brings a certain tool, resilience brings a certain tool to the strategy of our life. And we're learning how to exercise and tools that will help us to navigate through this life as we embrace where we are now. Changes is an uninvited artist. That's right, uninvited, constantly withdrawing, redrawing the map of our life. Sometimes it's subdued, it's slightly altered, barely noticed. Other times it is profound, a shift that alters our very landscape. I want you to understand that sometimes changes go a little smooth transition, and sometimes it's just right up in your face and you have no other choice but embrace it. Most of the time you find that like with a corporation that you've been working for years, and all of a sudden they downsize or they shut the door on you. You're left there, you have to make some decisions. You have to do something. It's now by force. You didn't have time to plan about it. Or maybe when you were hearing that the downside was coming, you could have started making some plans for it. But like most of us, we wait to see because we don't believe it to be true, that they're going to be shutting the doors in it. And in this, we're thinking about this change segment. I want y'all to understand, like the season, change is inevitable. It brings forth a freshness of the spring and a decay of autumn. And it's just a natural adaptation. So much we learn how to appreciate the beauty and the season that each hold. I mean, when you look at life, in spring, everything is blossom up, and then in the fall or the winter, things begin to die off. The leaves are green in the summer, they come that autumn color, and you have trees with nothing on it. The same way we have to adjust to clothing up or taking clothes off with the changes of the weather due to the season, the same way we need to embrace our life. We need to be able to adapt to our soul survival and the heartbeat of growth. It is about being flexible and when it offers, and we need to be able to adjust when there's no opportunity for change. Meaning that some things are just fixed. This is how it is. There's nothing we can do about it. We need to adapt and embrace that. But the things that we can adjust and can fix, we need to move forward this. So I want you to consider the story on Lisa, who after her corporation downsized, she turned her passion into baking. That's right. She began to bake, something that she did at home or something that she enjoyed. And then she began to bake. And from what she did, she created a thriving small business. Her story reminds us that when one door closed, sometimes if we look closely, we'll find a new door within us. That's the change that I'm talking about. Sometimes forced changes come about to make you have to adapt to it. But like Lisa, she made and fully embraced this opportunity to change. She didn't wait for it to happen. She went and made it happen. Because when the downsides came, she knew she still had bills. She still knew that she had to live. She probably had kids. She probably had other things that had to come on. But she realized that she could not just wait for things to happen. She had to put something in place. And being that she's been cooking for a while, baking at her house, she finally realized, you know what? I got skills. Let me see if I can push this forward and make something out of it. Guess what? The change happened. She embraced the change. She moved on. Kudos for Lisa and for you all that are doing the same. I'm not saying that you should be waiting for your business to downsize or something catastrophic come in your life to make these changes. I want you to be proactive. I want you to begin to look at things from a different perspective now. When you start seeing the downsides in business, you're seeing that the business that you have, things are slowing down. You might need to look for alternate means of employment. Shouldn't wait till they have to tell you this. Everybody who works for a business can understand that there are times where you have your highs and lows, but if you're having more lows than highs and you're hearing and seeing people leaving the job, looking for better jobs, you might need to take that as a mental note that maybe there's some changes that you may have to force happen. All right, so here's the thing. Here's a strategy. How can we embrace change? Let's start by recognizing our own power and facing the changes. You may not control the wave, but you can learn how to surf it. But you might not be able to control the waves. Ain't none of us here can control the water, because right now I'm looking at some water now. You can't control how those waves are coming in and going out, and you can't walk on top of it. But man has created means for you to be able to float along with the waves or against the waves. They created boats, they created surfboards, they created all these things that are floating devices to help you to be able to stay afloat in these difficult times. So if you look at life and throw in these waves that you have to somehow manage to get over or get upon, then why wouldn't you be looking for the surfboard? Why are you not looking for the boat? Why are you not looking for the rug? Or if nothing else, look for the life preserve raft to put you on it so that you won't sink. At least you can stay afloat, and as you stay afloat, you can make the right decisions for yourself. I want you to look at options. I want you to look at different ways of making these changes and embracing these changes. Just don't sit up here and let the changes dictate you. You go and be forceful. You go out there and say, okay, where I can be aggressive and move forward with this, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna sit up here and let it box me in. And I want you to understand this. Emotionality is our ally in navigating changes. It's our ability to manage our thoughts and feelings with intent. Emotional agility is our ally in navigating changes. It is our ability to manage our thoughts, our feelings with intentions. We change when change comes knocking. Emotional agility allows us to open the door with curiosity, not fear. Let me say that again. When change comes knocking, get this now. When change comes knocking, our emotional agility allows us to open the door with curiosity and not fear. See, I want y'all to understand, you got to stop fearing changes. You have to be ready to make the change. Stop allowing things to plague you and have you to be fearful for making a decision that you may not know the results of. You're going to have to make that decision one way or another, or the decision going to make it for you. And what I mean by not making decisions, you made the decision. By not saying nothing, you're doing that. So I want to encourage you to understand that in this change, you have to embrace these things and move forth with that. All right, so I'm inviting you to reflect on this recent changes in your life. How did you react? And what did it teach you? And how did you adapt? Again, I want you to sit back and I want you to reflect on your most recent change that you had to deal with. How did you do it? What was the end result of that? What did you learn? And what changes did you make with the change? Listen, we can go on and on with this, but the next episode that we have, we're going to examine the thriving mindset, embracing changes not just as a season to endure, but as the space to plant new seeds of opportunity. That's right. We're going to be looking at how we can plant new seeds of opportunity so you can continue to grow in this current place that you are. We got to embrace changes. We got to be able to control our mindfulness. We got to have our resilience in place, because change is going to bring about unnecessary and some unwanted stress on our life if we don't sit up here and take full advantage of the different techniques and tools that I've mentioned in the other podcasts to help us move forward. And if you haven't listened to all, this is the time for you to go back and check out the first 3 episodes and see what it could say to help you, and if not, continue to listen to the remainder that we have. If you would like to know more about what I offer at One Movement LLC, please go to the website, onemovementllc.com, and click on the link. And right now I'm giving a free consultation out to you so that you can learn a little bit about me and I can learn a little bit about you. And hopefully we can come together and create a strategy and a plan that would help you to adjust to the things that you're dealing with life. If nothing, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, you're an athlete, you're a veteran, and you just need some adjustment or some coaches, some data boys, I'm here to help you out. And if you would love to talk to me, if you don't want to go through the website, hit me up at James at One Movement LLC. Well, Coach will be there to talk to you. Let's talk about it. Until we talk again, y'all have a great one. Take care. I'm out of here.